Morning, folks. If you were watching a minute ago on a live that I just tried to launch, apologies about that. I don't know what happened. My camera went completely fuzzy. Seems to be a different setting that was set up. Anyway, I want to talk about this subject really quickly, and there's a reason for that because because when you are building a property business, I've got something weird going on my tech this morning. When you're building a property business, it's so important to have the right team around you. Now, I've been building a portfolio, multiple businesses related to property now for some 21 years. I bought my first property in 2001. And in that time, I've been in and out of working with different people over the years, but I've slowly built up a really core group of people around me. And one of the things that often people make the mistake of doing is thinking there's just like one main team in your property business. That's actually not the case. And in fact, when you're building a property business, there's actually 3 teams that you need to have around you, and each team has a very specific role. So if you're brand new to property, the biggest mistake that people make is DIY, doing it yourself or destroying it yourself, or trying to hook into a couple of mates and saying, I've got a few mates that can help me with this. That is not the way to build a large property business. So what I want to do is I'm going to pull in a live video that was done just literally yesterday afternoon for me by one of my business partners, Colin Harper, who's out in the field and currently just looking at different opportunities. And one of the things that he wanted to just touch on was the importance of getting out and meeting people. So let me play this video for you, and then I'm going to come back and actually pull up on the screen here what those 3 key teams need to be if you're building any successful property business. So I'm assuming this is all working well. I'm going to flip to the video and hopefully it's going to go live, and afterwards I'll come back, hopefully. Let's just see if we can get this out.
Hi everybody, Colin here. Rose asked me to leave you a quick video. I'm out and about today looking at property and working with my agents. Today I've seen 2 commercial properties, and it's a really good opportunity to get out there and speak with the agents and communicate and keep in touch with them. I'm out on the north coast of Kent. It's a beautiful day, so it's really nice to get out. So essentially today has been one of those days where I'm going to go and see all the people that I work with. The power team is really important. Having agents in the area that you can work closely with. I've got a number of people that I'm also meeting, i.e. solicitors, and through that I've actually had 2 commercial deals come over on the table. So I've gone to see 2 commercial sites today, both with development potential to convert into residential. So working with these people is really, really important, because out of nowhere you never know what's going to happen. So for instance, one of the projects I got to see today, one of the potential deals, come through a solicitor that was actually working with me on something else, and it's through that connection I potentially have a cracking deal on the table. So your power team is really, really important. It's a really nice day to be able to spend time with the agents and actually connect back in with them, and essentially for me it gives me the opportunity to strike up more relationships, because you never know where it's going to go. But today it's been a successful day. Fingers crossed Ro will be able to get me on live a bit later on, because I'm still out and about at the moment and I can let you know exactly what we've been looking at. But hope to speak to you soon, and enjoy.
That's great. So hopefully my sound is back up again. I'm going to put up on the screen. Now you got a sense there, obviously it's pretty cold, you can see he's out there. I've just had a call from Colin now, actually. I'm going to try and get him back on with us in a little bit. Let me talk to you about what the 3 key people are, or groups of people you need to have around you. So if I pull this up, you should see this on the screen right now. 3 property teams that you need to have around you, power teams. The first one is your accountability team. These are people who are not necessarily going to physically be doing any work in the property business per se. It can be, but more specifically, these are people that you need to be accountable to. So for example, a coach or a mentor will be one of those people, possibly a business partner. But you do need somebody to check in with, because the thing about this business is on a constant basis, it's moving, there's moving parts. So from your perspective, you want to make sure that it's not just you head down plowing away, that you've got somebody to check in against. That's the first group of people. There's probably 5 or 6 people in that team alone. The second group, with a similar number of people in it, is the response team. And hi, thanks for the thumbs up there. The response team is basically the team of people that can be anywhere in the country. and I want to reiterate this because a lot of people get confused. They don't have to be geographically located where you're investing in your properties. So an example of the response team might be a mortgage broker. Now, your mortgage broker might literally be 10 minutes away from where you live, could be an hour or 2 hours. My mortgage broker is arguably probably an hour and a half to 2 hours away from where I live. And these are the people you go to when a deal comes along and you need to check in, for example, the tax structure, the financing. You might need to look at certain elements of the legal side of it. So you may have to reach out and put certain things in place, but those people don't have to physically be right next to where the property is, or even in the same town where the property is. And then the last group of people, and by the way, so Colin was out in an area, so he would be, yesterday was very much in the group 3 here, the regional group. So he was meeting with certain people within a region of where we're looking for some developments at the moment. And the regional group are on the ground where you're buying. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly on the same street or even in the same postcode or within even half a mile or a mile. It could be a town or it could be a region, because you may have, for example, a builder who covers certain areas, certain towns in an area. It doesn't have to be, oh yeah, they only operate in this location, this specific part of the town. Now, these are vital to you, and these are the people that on a practical day-to-day basis are involved with that business, whether it's a property renovation, the management of your property, etc. So if you're going into property, you're looking to build a property business, be mindful that you might be based, for example, where I am in the south, but you want to have a property portfolio in Scotland or in Wales or in the north of England. And this is where people make the mistake of thinking, well, I'll just go out and crack on and do it myself. Yeah, but then there's a lot of hours spent traveling up and down to build that portfolio, which is where teams come into place. Okay, that's my main message I want to get across. I want to get back to Colin now and see if I can get him on camera with us a little bit later. So have a great day, and hopefully that broadcast